a good Saw movie and a good Eli Roth movie in the same year? What a weird year for horror films. Hey guys, welcome to another review. Welcome to my review for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a new crazy holiday horror film like Halloween and Black Christmas, but for Thanksgiving. Actually, this movie is based off of a short film Eli Roth made for the Grindhouse films. It was a crazy grindhouse short film like Machete and Hobo with a Shotgun. It was literally about this like guy in a pilgrim mask in with an axe killing people on Thanksgiving, chopping them up and cooking them and doing all the gross Eli Roth nasty shit in his movies, but I never thought anything of it. And then I saw a trailer for this movie, and I was like, is this a joke? But maybe it could be fun. Maybe it could be like Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Shit like that. I went to go see it just last night, and it is pretty darn good, actually. I'll admit. I had fun with it. I finally had fun with this goofy horror movie, which is something I usually have fun with. Because, like, I love the Scream franchise. But lately I've been not liking this new generation Scream, like Scream 5 and 6. Like, Scream 6 came out earlier this year, and people loved it. And when Scream 5 came out, people loved it. And I'm like, I didn't see what the hell people were seeing. And I'm like, the original 4 films by Kevin Williamson, Wes Craven, those were good, fun, clever films. I find the new ones very pseudo-intellectual, very modernized, and just not creative and cheap looking. This one, it doesn't feel cheap looking. This movie is very Eli Roth. And y'all know, if you know this channel well, I'm not a fan of the man, Eli Roth. I just don't like his movies. I think he just makes torture porn. Torture porn is literally the worst kind of horror films. And even his best movie, Cabin Fever, I'm not a fan of. I think the only one I thought was okay was The House with the Clock in its Walls, because it wasn't a horror film, but I'm not a fan. Like Green Inferno, the Hostel movies, just not a fan of his work. His stupid Death Wish movie. He just makes really violent, disgusting, over-the-top films, and he writes such goofy, over-the-top characters. Watch Knock Knock, you'll see a very goofy, over-the-top thriller movie. This movie does have goofy characters, but I feel like Eli Roth actually made it fun. It wasn't just disgusting and over the top. It was enjoyable, and there's genuine tension, and it has a really fucking cool opening scene. I think the movie, how it opens, is the best part of the movie. It opens with this like Black Friday sale, and this like crazy town is going to this store, which is like Walmart. It's a satire of Walmart, and they're all like going in and killing each other, and a bunch of people die because of the crazy shoppers and stuff. So it's the same year, and now on Thanksgiving, someone wants to take revenge on the people that died and people who caused the deaths of some of those people. And it's a killer dressed in this like weird pilgrim mask, and he or she is murdering all the people responsible in these really disgusting, graphic, violent ways, putting someone's head in a freezer and putting their face on the fucking door, ripping the skin off their face, cooking them in an oven, chopping their head off with an axe, slicing them in half and putting them on display on a Walmart. Like, really insane, very cool, strange ideas, but man, Eli Roth, man, even though he makes some torture porn and nasty shit, he's very creative when it comes to the blood and the gore and the carnage and stuff. The man knows what he does, and the man knows what he's good at, and all that's fun. All the stuff with the over-the-top kills and the really cheesy, one-note teenage characters. It's all fun. It feels like a 90s horror film, really. It feels like an I Know What You Did Last Summer, or like a Scream. It's not as good as Scream, but it's kind of like on the level of I Know What You Did Last Summer, which I always had a guilty pleasure for. I think those are really silly movies, but like fun silly. It's kind of like in that vein, just a lot more violent and gross. I think he goes still a little too much Eli Roth can't help himself sometimes. Sometimes he just goes disgusting for the sake of being disgusting. He just like wants people to vomit in their popcorn when they're watching it. He's like, yes, let's see that spit and vomit. But yeah, it's a fun, gory, over the top horror film. It doesn't have like iconic great characters. It doesn't have a Sidney Prescott or Laurie Strode or Tommy Jarvis or anything like that. There's not going to be any like iconic characters, or Aaron from Your Next, underrated character. Nothing like that. They're all very one-dimensional characters in this movie. I barely remembered a single person's name. I just know, I'm like, oh, that's the final girl, that's the boyfriend, that's the douchebag, that's the slut, that's the first victim right there. It's the very traditional horror movie cast. Almost like the stereotype cast from Cabin in the Woods that Cabin in the Woods makes fun of so much. But it works fine for this kind of movie. And there are actually genuinely jump scares that I usually hate, but there's some jump scares that did get me. I'm like, okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. The twist of who the killer is, I will not spoil, but it is very obvious. It is not like a big, oh, what a twist, but it's very obvious. But the motivation is good, and I was kind of rooting for them. I thought the killer was good. I enjoyed who it was, and they play it very well in the third act. I won't spoil who it is, but they do a very good job. I think the cast, for the most part, does a good job for what this movie is and this kind of script and story. It's fun. I had fun with it. Is there flaws? Tons. Lots of flaws. Lots of scenes that make no sense. But it is a B horror movie, over-the-top slasher holiday film that you just go see with a group of friends and have a good time. That's what it is, and it's fun. It might actually be Eli Roth's best film. I'm not kidding you. Like, I never have fun with his movies. Like, I almost like want to bucket after I see his movies. They're just so disgusting, and I never could get on board with his films, and I just like, who the hell watches this shit? Like, it's like Rob Zombie. Like, who the fuck watches this masochistic bullshit? Like, I don't know how anyone can get into this crap. But I actually this is the first film I watched this. I'm like, this is fun. This is entertaining. This is something I can actually watch during the Halloween season or even the Thanksgiving season. I can watch this than Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. It was fun. It was enjoyable. Very flawed, very silly, very ridiculous. If you're going there as a film critic and pointing out, the flaws and nitpicks, you're going to find a bunch. But if you're just going to have a good time and turn the brain off, you'll enjoy it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Thanksgiving a 7 out of 10. Best Eli Roth movie. 7 out of 10 is probably the best he can ever do. Alright, so let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite holiday-themed horror film? I know there's a bunch. Halloween will always probably be my favorite, but there's a lot of great ones out there. Comment below, let me know. And as always, like this video, please subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.